Welcome to H2O Croutons.
I'm Alexis.
And I'm Jennifer. Together, we're mother
and daughter co-host. Think Gen Z
meets Gen X and let the games begin. We're here to add a little crunch to your day with real talk on everything from A to Z.
From pop culture and the latest news to deep dives on topics that you didn't even know you cared about, we've got you covered.
So, grab a drink, get cozy, and let's dive in. This is H2O Croutons. This is Jennifer, and I am your host. And then we have...
Lexi, your other host.
And then...
your very special guest, Steve.
We're going to keep saying it every time. You are special.
Yay!
So very special.
Too many comments. I'm going to vapor lock.
But you're a creep. Okay, I'm just singing.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're going to be doing another segment, another episode of I Want to Be President. I'm going to make a song that says that. You think that'd be cool? Would you like that?
Can we bribe Dave Mustaine for just the line from Peace Sells? What do you mean I couldn't be president of the United States of America? Just that one bit right there.
I just hear a really good rap with that. The whole we can combine them.
Okay, well, you go ahead and do it. I'm white and I'm lame, so rapping is not happening here.
Okay, so today's topics. Are we ready?
All right, let's go.
They're going to be climate change. Then we have the next topic of same-sex marriage and LGBTQ+. I'm so proud of myself for being able to say that one. Yay!
Or
and
for
their
short,
rights.
Alphabet Mafia.
I do like that phrase.
The Alphabet Mafia.
You can't say that, though.
But no people. Yeah, I can't say that either. So why am I running a podcast? Okay, so the last one. What's that?
I said, try saying chrysanthemum.
No.
Chrysanthemum.
Oh my god, you did it.
I know. Actually, my ex used to tell me, say it. If you could say that, I'll think you can speak clearly. I go, chrysanthemum. He goes, okay, so I had to take a little break there. My daughter decided she wanted to mess with the sound on the soundboard. So if you hear any change in the volume, that would be why. She did get a Gibbs slap from her daddy, rightfully so.
Okay, Zoomer.
Sorry.
All right. The last topic that we're going to be discussing is political ideologies. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to H2O Croutons. We're going to move on to our first segment, which is climate change. Lexi's going to guide us down that path.
My personal opinions with that is the boomers screwed up the world and then refused to fix it. Thank you, boomers.
She just went right for the jugular. Not going to see anything from your grandmother for Christmas.
Or your aunts or your uncles.
No, probably not. Sorry, but not. But it's something that has definitely gotten worse, though, over time. Because I feel like a lot of it has to do with, like, I want to say new technology. Just, like, trying to build that up. Cars, natural, like, gases, this, that, and the other. There are literally... like, look, we're not going to face the end of the world. We're not going to face when this finally all comes to a head. But several generations down will. So just because it doesn't affect us, it shouldn't matter. That's not true. It should matter because it's still the earth that we live on. And as much as I don't necessarily want to sound like a hippie, treat the earth with a little bit of kindness. Go hug a tree. But...
Did I have to kiss it?
Sure, you can do that too.
Give me chapstick after that. Heart kind of hurts.
Right.
And the other thing is, it's not just us that are suffering from it, because we are still struggling from it, even now. But it's also the animals and the plants around us that are equally suffering from it, if not more, especially because we have a house that we can live in, most of us. Most animals don't. They live out in the wild, out in free pastures and whatnot, forests, things like that. They don't have an opportunity to get away from the way that this is affecting the planet. that's where I'm going to leave it, or else I could go on for days. Moving on.
All right, next up would be...
As we're dealing with technical difficulties, thank you, daughter.
Hey, that wasn't me.
Whatever. Anyway, so
Blaming me for everything.
that's what I do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I get to do as a parent.
When you have kids, you'll understand.
Exactly. It's... I'm of two minds. Because one, it's kind of arrogant to think that we, as a species, can affect the world so much, because I do think the planet will adapt, because the planet has been through a lot. You know, at the magnetic reversal of the poles, there's our dog growling. The planet has been through a lot, and the planet can adapt.
He didn't agree with you.
No, probably not. That being said, I definitely think that we went through the Industrial Revolution, and then, coal smoke in the cities is bad for us. We should probably do something about that. And I do think that we are certainly seeing evidence of climate change. California wasn't on fire constantly when I was growing up, 150 years ago. Remember seeing snow on Christmas, and there's definitely evidence. And I think there are changes we can make just for the better in general. I mean, electric car, is it a perfect solution? No, you're going to have to generate that energy somehow. Perhaps we can find a better way of doing it rather than just, we're just going to keep doing this and just see what happens.
Throw it at the wall and see what sticks, right?
Yeah, this hasn't been working. We need to try something different.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Or at least show what's not working and focus on that instead of trying to fix something that's not broken.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to blame Aquanet for the ozone hole.
That's fair.
Because seriously, the amount of hairspray we wore back then. But moving on to a more serious thing, I do believe climate change is happening. I do think it's something we should probably be taking more seriously. Do I think it's something that's going to happen in the next 5 lifetimes? No. I don't even know if the world's going to be around at that point. I think back to biblical times, and they said the first time by water, second time by fire, right? Is that what's going to happen? Is that why that's happening with the ozone?
Well, it's certainly happening with California, and it's not Jewish space lasers.
And speaking of California, I actually have I don't know if I'd necessarily call her a friend yet. I would love to be friends with her. But I actually have someone who, that I know who was affected by those fires and actually had to evacuate her own home.
What do you have to say about it, buddy?
Yep.
The effects of climate change are just so stressful for everyone. And I really do think it's something that needs to be paid attention to more. I should have said that before. Sorry.
All right, so that wraps that up. We are going to be right back, and we're going to be talking about the alphabet mafia and same-sex rights. We'll be back.
Come join our website at www.h2ocroutonspodcast.com to keep up on all the latest. If you want to hear our new episodes a few days earlier and get exclusive access to members-only benefits, join our Patreon. For just $5 a month, you will get exclusive members-only benefits. After 3 months, we'll send you an H2O Croutons official sticker. You can also join our free mailing list to be notified of contests, upcoming episodes, and more. Please show your support by following us on our socials. Just search H2O Croutons on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and more. To add us on Discord, search for h2o.croutons.podcast, all lowercase, and add us. If you have a question, need advice, or want to share your thoughts on any topic we discuss in our episodes, simply send us an email at h2oquestion@gmail.com. Or you can call or leave us a text at 1-786-505-2194. Again, that is 1-786-505-2194. H2O Croutons is syndicated on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, SiriusXM, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and more. Please make sure you like, follow, and review on your favorite platform. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. Stay crunchy!
And we're back. Thank you for tuning in to H2O Croutons. So, Our next topic is same-sex marriage and LGBTQ plus rights. So the alphabet mafia, as apparently my friend has had on her profile for a while, and my daughter just told me.
She has anyway. I could be wrong. Okay, she did before, at least.
So, Steve, Dad, aka the special guy over here, is going to lead us into that one. Are you ready?
Not with that kind of intro, the special guy. Yeah, here's this politically charged topic. Special guy, you lead off.
He's right. A special kind of guy.
Certainly that. I don't have time to worry about what other people are doing in their bedrooms. That's really it. If it's what makes somebody happy, okay, fine. And it's not on me. And, well, if it makes me uncomfortable, well, they're living their life. So if maybe I need to be looking at it that way, which is kind of how I do. It's gay, straight, trans. I don't know if that's even, apparently that's an offensive thing for me to say now. I don't know. I don't know. I go with what the news tells me anymore.
Don't listen to that one.
Well, okay. But the reality is I don't care. People are people. Me worrying about somebody's gender or sexual orientation is the same about me worrying about somebody's race. Are you cool? Yeah? Cool. Right on. Let's go ahead. I can work with you and I can be friends with you. And you don't want to hang around? Fine. I'm great with that too. I can ignore you. It's that simple. It's a curb that's tiny for me to step up over and evolve as a human being. And I'm done.
All right. My turn. This is going to be very honest because it's who I am. I am, and you got to hear it all, morally against it. However, I was also taught by reading the Bible that we need to be nice to people. I kind of wonder about people and why they're so obsessed with what people are doing in their bedrooms. I find that weird. If that's what they want to do, let them do it. You've got your own sentence to worry about. We all are not perfect. We're all flawed. So we're supposed to be focusing on ourselves, and we're supposed to be leading by example, helping each other. And instead of doing that, we're casting stones from our glass houses, and I find that hypocritical. So do I believe in them being allowed to have same-sex marriage? Yes. Does it affect me? No. I mean, unless it's a really cute guy and my husband leaves me, maybe.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So, I don't care. This is not a religious thing. It has nothing to do with it. And, they say God knows who you are when he puts you here. So, doesn't he already know they're gay? Isn't that their thing? Maybe it's a test to, a testament to your character that he's actually putting on and testing to see who you are as a person. Just stop worrying about it. There's so much bigger stuff out there to be concerned about. Do I understand the whole, I don't want to see that thrown in my face. Absolutely. I don't want to see straight people making out and being raunchy either. But if you want to hold each other's hands and give a peck on the cheek, do it. Because that's fine. But if you're doing anything past that and you're starting to get a little weird, I don't want to see that. But I don't care who you're doing it with. I just don't want to see it. You keep that business in your home, not mine, not outside. Just show respect. So it's PDA it has a limit. So that's my opinion. Mind your own. Focus on you. Let it be. And you'll see how much happier you're going to be when you stop worrying about other people and what they're doing in their bedroom.
Quite frankly, I don't understand the problem that people have with it. I feel like the people who are so against it are the people who are gay but are trying to hide it. Kind of joking when I say that.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's true.
I know.
It's true.
But it doesn't affect anyone but the people who are gay, bi, trans. It doesn't affect you. But what about the kids? As a kid, I knew my gay cousin, and I knew he was gay. I asked my mom, like, does he like boys? I'm pretty sure that's how that came up, right? Or is he gay? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Either way, somehow I knew, and it didn't bother me one bit. He was still my cousin.
Nothing changed.
No, nothing changed. And if you don't...
Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his husband. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think he's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
There are so many people so worried about the impact that it will have on kids, but if you look at it as, well, you're letting them be around straight people, so shouldn't that affect them? Like, not all gay people are pedophiles. That is, like, another stereotype that is starting to pop up that I hate. Not all trans people are pedophiles. Not all drag queens are pedophiles. I feel like actually letting your kids know about these people is better than letting them think it's inappropriate, because it's not going away. It's been here forever. It's something that's always been a thing. And the whole, well, it's a sin argument. I personally don't care for that argument because, let's be honest, the Bible has been written over and over and over in so many different languages. Things get lost in translation. And I don't know how true this is, but apparently the whole man shall not sleep with another man was originally man shall not sleep with a child. And I believe that was changed around the
King James Bible? Is that what you're
I think so.
I honestly don't know.
The King James Bible, I think so. Now I've tried
Jennifer,
to do
to the internet.
Yeah.
Google is my friend.
Mom's going to look this up. But
whatever.
But that, real quick on that.
Yeah.
That's rather interesting that it got changed.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Catholic Church got a lot of explaining to do. It's okay.
Did you have more?
Hey, just with what you were saying about, not all drag queens are pedophiles.
Yeah.
It's, you keep looking nowadays, you see somebody get popped for messing with a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I happen to see a lot of Christian youth pastors, and I'm not saying all.
No.
It is because it's not happening nearly as much as a murder happens in, people, firearm violence, going back to the last one, car accidents, what have you.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a news article, and please write in if I'm wrong, where a drag queen was molesting children, where it was somebody's gay, who's trans, who's bi, who's lesbian. Pick one. I'm not seeing that.
Okay, I've got one actually.
Okay, well then
I can't say his name, but I'll leave that alone and explain later.
Okay, so it's not zero. It's more than the number of instances is more than zero.
It's more the straight white males. I feel like trans people, because that does fall under this. Yeah. I feel like trans people should have the right to transition. I do think that with children, there should be an age range there where there's an allowance for that and a lot of therapy, because being honest, I have seen where people who have been essayed as a child are now trans because of whatever happened.
And I don't want to... Here, let me jump in. I don't want to necessarily say... Confusion's not the right word for that.
Right.
But it's... being assaulted, I'm going to be honest, being sexually assaulted, that is traumatic, and that trauma does something to your brain, and that may not be who and what they want to be at a certain point in their life, but they're still working through that.
Yes.
That's all I'm...
Okay, so to answer your question earlier, that was legitimate.
It was legitimate. Oh, it was illegitimate.
Yes, there's actually a gay man who addresses it.
Okay.
He's Hebrew. He said the idea that Leviticus 18:22 originally said, man shall not lie with boy or child, instead of man shall not lie with man. Let me move my mic over here. Is complete nonsense. Okay. It is a progressive Christian internet myth. The Hebrew word in question is Leviticus, and if it just refers to the categorical sex, I have no idea how that's worded. It's the same word used in Genesis 1:27, 5:2, and the 2x2 flood narrative to describe the category of male, opposite female.
Okay.
It refers to all men of any age, old men, babies, and men of fighting and procreating age. Genesis 34:24, Numbers 31:17 through 18. If it was about kids, we'd probably see it say boy or infant or whatever it says, right? He finishes it by saying, I'm queer, I'm affirming, but if we want to make the church affirming, we have to use good arguments. There are many good arguments in favor of being LGBTQ plus affirming. This just isn't one of them.
All right.
Okay.
For those that also want to say, like, about the whole sin thing, now that that's kind of brought back up, no sin is greater than the other, as I mentioned in our last podcast, I believe. Well, not the last one, but the last one in this series. Wearing different fabrics, wearing different types of fabrics together, like polyester and cotton, that's a sin. Lying is a sin. Cheating is a sin. I believe eating pork in Christianity is a sin.
I'll say eating pork, not Christianity, but
Other religions.
Right? Yeah, Islam and
Another one that I could think of, because I was looking at that to see if I could find one, but I can't. Is like saying God's name in vain, which many Christians do more than they should if they're so picky about it. So keep that in mind and try not to be so judgmental, because we were all brought here by something or other. Just treat everyone with kindness. That's all I got.
I think it also, just to I'm going to caveat to what you said about no sin is greater than the other.
Yes.
Because I know that I looked that up before a long time ago. There's a lot of truth to that. They believe in some of the translation that actually says there are some things that are greater. And it depends on how it affects other people or the actual sin itself.
Okay.
So I do want to say this because it's something that a lot of people don't think about. If you want to be responsible for someone hating themselves or feeling shameful for their sexual preference and their orientation, how they view themselves, if you're okay with that, you maybe need to question your own ethics. Because I find that there are so many people every year that take their own lives. And we don't say kill themselves anymore. We say die by suicide, just so you know.
or unalive. That's the thing that kids say nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about what I've learned about parents who have lost their kids that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Just question it, think about it. Is it really worth it? Or do you not have enough going on in your life that you need to focus and do that to another human being? Because I'm pretty sure, whether you believe in God or not, the universe isn't going to like that either. Eventually, the score always gets even. So just think about it. We're going to wrap up this segment, and we'll be back where we'll be talking about political ideologies. See you soon. Welcome back. So, on to political ideology. We have conservatism,
I'm not going to be helpful. I'm just going to agree with you.
modern liberalism. Another one is moderates, me. Minor ideologies, fascism, libertarianism, monarchism. Another one is separatism, and another one is socialism. Okay, Lex.
I personally lean more towards Democrat. However, I do have
You mean liberalism?
liberalism. However, I do have views that could be seen more towards conservatism.
So you're more
Like-
moderate.
Not really, because far more of my views go under liberalism than... Okay, I have like one or two that I agree with.
Moderate, though.
I disagree with that statement, but
It's okay.
I know it's okay.
I'm sorry. I hate that people think they have to stay one party. That is so high school cliquey.
I get that.
Yeah.
I guess the reason why I say I follow more under liberalism is because my sort of conservative...
Liberalism.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I mispronounce stuff all the time.
my sort of conservative view is still more towards liberal than not. It's gun control. Like, I think people should be allowed to have guns. However, as I stated in the last one, there needs to be more regulation.
So you're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So we're going to move on to Mr. Special Steve. He's like Special K, but Special S.
Why don't you go ahead, get yourselves a drink.
Oh,
You're
God.
going to be here a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay. It's... We kind of pick up, at least my experience, folks kind of pick up their political ideology, political views growing up. Grew up in a household where and my folks voted Republican. Maybe occasionally, didn't do straight ticket, but for the most part, leaned Republican. And I did so myself, going through the military, and throughout the 2000s, throughout the Bush presidency, and getting married to Jen, hearing more about healthcare, and opening up my eyes a little bit more. I really can't even say opening up my eyes, because that kind of makes it sound like conservatives are closed-minded. Everybody's closed-minded. It doesn't matter. But kind of having a different opinion. It's looking at it and going, well, maybe opening my eyes was a better way of putting it, because I was kind of very locked into the group think, for lack of a better term. And it's, well, I got to go this route, but I'm willing to cross the aisle occasionally, so therefore I'm not completely locked in. I don't know about all that. I will take the quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't believe in isms. Isms, in my opinion, are not good, because you're subscribing to joining the group, joining the tribe, think like the tribe does. That doesn't work. It doesn't work for, because we all got to worry about ourselves. I can't be worried about what the group's saying. I have to do what's right for me and mine. Fiscally, I prefer my government to spend my tax dollars wisely and not ask for more taxes every year, because they, well, we didn't get the roads paved with what we had, so we need to ask more. No, you got to figure out how to do it. If we have to figure out how to run a household on a budget, you can figure out how to run a country on a budget, or a state, or a city, or what have you. But as you've heard earlier, in social issues, as far as immigration, as far as and gender and sexual identity, I don't have time to worry about it. I'm very hands off regarding that, as far as, no pun intended, regarding how a lot of folks like to say about drag queens. Sorry, sarcasm and being a smart aleck come through naturally. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm coming back to that. You can't force your opinions on folks. Where I'm hard against, a fascism thing. Kind of, now I won't say hard against socialism, because I think we need to be able to take care of each other as humans, as we're living in a country. I know I just said don't think how the group does, but you have to kind of help out the group as well, because in the hopes that the group will help you out. So, yes, absolutely need to take care of folks and help folks out who need it. But I don't want it to be, oh, Steve, it's your house that you're paying on. No, that doesn't belong to you or the bank. That belongs to the people. No. I think you should be able to own your own stuff. It's moderate, I suppose. Maybe that's how I would fall. I don't know. It's a long topic, and we have a short amount of time to, for me to just blather on about it. So I'm not sure if I've really made any sense whatsoever, or if Jen's just kind of shaking her head going, oh God, I have to try and make something out of this word salad.
Jeez.
Yes, Lexi, thank God you have a question.
I don't. I actually have something to say.
Oh, what do you have to say?
Over for a minute?
Absolutely.
I will honestly point out, I hate the fact that we have different parties in general. Like, even though I just very much said that I follow under liberalism, it breaks people apart. It has broken apart our country. It has caused more chaos than it is worth. And wasn't it our first president who literally said a two-party system wouldn't work?
It's specifically General, because I was in the Army and I recognized him as General Washington instead of President Washington. Avoid political parties.
Yes.
And he was absolutely right.
It has caused so much unrest.
Yes. Since I mentioned isms are not good, and political parties, since you brought them up, which brings one that doesn't fall under ideology, but it's an ideology nonetheless. Tribalism. And it's because that's a big problem we have as a species. Where you were born, where you move to a country because you agree with them and what have you, and that's fine. But there's a lot of very deep think of, well, we're right, you're wrong. Mm. And we see that, we just came off an election year, and we see that tribalism. It's whether it's Republican, Democrat, it's that side's wrong. This, the other side's wrong. No, that's how we devolve as a species. Yes. That's how we no going back. That was in the past. We don't want to go back to the past. We fought a war over slavery, not states' rights, slavery in this country. It's 160 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it was because of tribalism. We don't need to go back to that. No. We need to progress beyond it.
People don't understand even what racism means.
Another ism.
I know it is, because right? It's this belief that your race is better than another race. And I find that to be really egotistical.
Yes,
it's just...
I don't think that because I'm white, I'm better than a black person.
No, because I'm going to tell you this right off the bat.
Black person have more soul and better cooking.
That's right. I was getting ready to say, black people at least know how to season their food. Yes. Let me just tell you, so somebody likes to cook. So the Asians, Indians, Mexicans, white people, I love you, we're boring.
Salt and pepper.
Garlic powder.
Salt and pepper, to quote my grandmother.
And by the way, you want to talk about, and since we're mentioning that with racing, you want to talk about white supremacy? The last white boy I saw who actually did well, but by his teammates' admissions, couldn't run, couldn't jump, that did well in the NBA was Larry Bird, okay? So white folks, you ain't the supreme race. And I'm saying this as a white man.
Yeah, I will agree.
I'll say,
more soul, they cook better.
Again, growing up Catholic, been to a Catholic church, you're singing, oh God, oh God.
You go
to a Black Southern Baptist church, oh my God.
You're feeling it.
That is celebrating your faith.
My old friend, she's passed, but her father was a preacher, and he's a black man. And I always said, oh my God. Anyway, I want to wrap this up by saying part of Washington's farewell address. It was on September 17th, 1796. He said, however, political parties may now and then answer popular ends. They are likely in the course of time and things to become potent engines by which cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men will be enabled to subvert the power of the people and to usurp for themselves the reins of government, destroying afterwards the very engines which have lifted them to unjust dominion. It also says at the bottom, as an editorial note, Washington was warning the American people against the negative impact that opposing political parties could have on the country. During his presidency, he witnessed the rise of the Democratic Republican Party in opposition to the Federalists and worried that future political squabbles would undermine the concept of popular sovereign, I'm never good at that word, sovereignty.
Yes, sovereignty.
The United States. So
here we are 229 years later, folks. And
look, George Washington was a brilliant man. He knew.
Can I add on one more thing?
Sure.
Now, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of people not wanting to talk to me anymore after this one.
Less Christmas cards you got to send out. Don't worry about
it. You went fine. Great. More money I save. But if I had money to spend anyway. But this kind of goes into what we're talking about, but it's also something I believe in very heavily right now, especially with everything going on, which is, like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. If you honestly think that, like, now I'm not going to ever be rude to you based off of your, like, opinion, your political party, your beliefs, but I do want to open people's eyes a little bit. I wish people would see that the people who are currently running our government, okay, Elon Musk, aka the actual president, who I believe is a fascist. I mean, come on. People want to say that little thing that he did was a way of saying that he loves you all. No, if you actually look at videos of Nazis doing the salute, it was a Nazi salute.
Well, let's talk about the fact that his grandfather was also a Nazi supporter.
Exactly.
And Dad confirmed it.
if you guys don't see that these people are trying to change the way that things have been for years, going and trying to make things that are unconstitutional happen, please go and do more research, because things are going to start getting real scary real soon if we keep allowing this to happen. There are people who are terrified of living in their own country now. I don't know. That is something that is like so important to me. So please do your research and actually do your research. Don't just go to one news outlet. Yeah, sure. Yes. Don't go to one news outlet that's like Republican or another that's just Democratic. Find the moderate. Go to each different side. Do actual research. Put things together for yourself. And if you still believe that way, then that's you. That I'm not going to judge you. Talk to me about it. I would love to hear your side. Just please do your research on what goes on from now on, because things are heading into a really scary.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up. I think what she's trying to say in a short way is, don't be judgmental. Be nice to one another.
We gotta all live this life.
Yes, just be nice to one another. Quit wasting your time on that, because I promise you, as someone who's been on her deathbed, the last thing you're thinking about is what the guy down the street, how he's different than me, or richer than me, or the car that he drives, or the house that he lives in, or job that he has. None of it matters. Stop making it matter now. That's it. Just be cool.
We're all human.
Life's short. Trust me, it's really short. And we'll talk about that some other time. But we need to wrap it up because we are way over limit. So
sorry.
Lots of editing.
A lot of that was probably me yapping. Apologies.
I'm going to have to cut that down.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, that's it for this segment, in this episode, rather. Let me say that again. That's it for this episode. We will see you guys next time. Until then, we're out of here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. Try this again. We're going to wrap this up. Let's hear your opinion on all of it. The climate change, political ideologies, and
LGBTQ mafia.
LGBT, alphabet mafia.
Yes. Thank you for the
You're welcome. But give us your opinion. Even if it's different, we don't mind. Let's hear it. We don't just, as I'm going to repeat, you can have a different opinion than us. We're still going to care and like you and not hate you for it as long as you're going to be cool. It's your attitude that we watch more than anything.
Feel free
because
Sorry.
Everyone has a different opinion and whatnot because of life experiences and how their brains work. And that's okay. And we need to be more accepting of that instead of hating each other. So we're going to lead by example there. You can contact us on our socials. We are on Twitter, Facebook. We are on Discord. We're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Tumblr, blog posts. We are on everything. All you have to do is look up H2O Croutons, except for Twitter. I could only get H, spell out the word 2, as in the number 2, Croutons. Or H2O Croutons. Don't forget the O. Uh-oh. At any rate, so you can also leave us an email at H2OCroutonQuestions. That will help you get a hold of us. And then we also now have a phone number that you can use and leave a text message or call and leave a voicemail. That's fine too. However you want to get a hold of us, it'll work. That number is 786-505-2194. Again, that number is 786-505-2194. If you want us to use it on the air, let me know and I'll do it. And even if it's the opposing side, if you want to give a opposing opinion, you want it to be heard, let me know that in your voicemail and I will add what you said. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in to H2O Croutons. We appreciate your support. Until next time, we're out of here.